and welcome to tonight's special edition of Songwoven Tangled Blessings. I am one of your players here today, along with, oh my god, look who it is, another player. Who is this? Who is that?
It's me! I'm Timmy! I'm Tim! I'm no longer the narrator! I'm sitting in the player seat now!
We freed him! We let him out of his cage and we freed him!
I drank water! Oh my gosh! It's amazing hydrating and stuff. It's so great for the body.
We let him see sunlight. So today, Tim, our wonderful and incredible lore weaver, will be playing in this two-person and or one-person new tabletop RPG by the lovely and wonderful Cassi Mothwin. We do want to throw out some disclaimers we posted early on our social media, but this is, because it's a dark game, we do have some, like, content warning, murder, dark theme, what else? I mean, like, death, murder, obsession, cults.
Sacrifices, potentially.
Sacrifices, rituals, cluster. Like, it's gonna get a little intense. But also, you have Tim and I here today leading the show, so don't get too worried.
Need to preface this. We don't know any single fucking thing about Dark Academia.
Yeah, honestly, we are so excited to play this game, and Jenny is the one who really found it, and Jenny is the one who's going to really take this home, because Tim and I have literally been looking up what is Dark Academia.
Like a minute.
Like a minute before we started
We were
streaming.
looking it up, and I looked at the stream, and it just ticked down to 59 seconds.
It just popped up. But regardless, we are so very excited to play indie systems, especially one that has so much thought and heart put into it. We love tarot, though, and that's something we can definitely work with. And there will be no dice today. No dice, just tarot cards and theater of the imagination. I think we have a map, though. Do we have a map? Oh, no, that's for us. The map is for us.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. You just get really cool art by Kate Owen.
Love you, Kate. Thank you so much.
Love you, Kate.
It's amazing.
And also, because this is like truly an actual play and playthrough, Tim and I are learning as we go along. And since we're two players, nothing other than character backstory, nothing has been like truly constructed. So we're gonna play on the fly, add in a little Songwoven-isms in as well. So, hang in with us, because it's, as you know, we like to take our time with that sweet RP, which we always have in there. But if at point you get uncomfortable during the stream, please take a few minutes to step away and then come back. As I said, we can get dark, because I know Tim as a DM and Tim knows me as a player. We can get dark, but I'm also not knowing also us as people, and we don't know Dark Academia. There's only so far we can go today. But we're very excited to play here at the Brackroot.
Oh God. Brackroot
Academy.
Ooh, we're good. We got this.
We're good. We can't even say the name, right? But we are so excited to have you all. Oh, and I have to make sure that I don't have my stream blasting, because I want to make sure I can see folks in the chat. All right. Hello, Dragmire. Hello, Warp Films.
Hello,
welcome to our
Dragmire.
playthrough. We're just about to dive in to this wonderful new TTRPG. And don't worry, we will be back with Cecilia and Jean-Claude, not the next week, but the following week. We shall be back with those merry adventurers as they join a guild. A guild with a musical.
We are the Adventurers.
Things I was not prepared for.
Is that Dark Academia? Oh gosh.
Is there
any Dark Academia experts in chat?
Do we have any Dark Academia experts in chat today before we dive in? Because we're going to be making this up.
We will put you on retainer. Just stick around.
Put you on the spot.
Do I have to sacrifice this frog? Is that a Dark Academia thing to do?
Wait, that's the entire game. It's just being like, is this academia? Is this dark academia? Is this dark academia? Okay, Warp Films knows a few rituals, so I think we'll be fine.
Thank you. How do I get channel points?
How do we? These are questions that I do not know the answer to.
Oh, Jenny says we look so good. Thanks. You too.
Thanks, Jenny, we had just to know. Yes, as you can see, unfortunately, today we are missing our Jenny Sherrard, and Tim and I already had a little mini breakdown earlier where we couldn't find our RPG consent checklist, so we cried that Jenny wasn't here. So
Jenny, gotta remind us to drink water.
But Jenny,
please.
Jenny's the one brain cell of Songwoven, and she's Jenny. She is our one brain cell of Songwoven. So we miss her deeply, but we're excited to preview this game for her. We're trying also please bear in mind with us. We're trying to work out some kinks to see when we stream this next time, and what are some different ways we can play it and make it our own, because as I just said to Tim earlier, it's such a lovely sandbox that Cassi has set up for us. So on further note, shall we get started, Tim? Player Tim?
Player Tim. Oh, that sounds so good. Please.
He's gonna cry. Oh, he's actually dying. It's all that fresh air we let him breathe.
It's all the dark academia coming into me.
It's the dark academia coming to me.
It's the grass allergies after I touch the grass.
No, we let you outside. So should we read the little preview from Brackroot Academy?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll read this out a little just so you guys understand what we had to work with as players before we go into character intro. So Brackroot Academy, the speaking gem, calls to you. Nestled in the shadow of the surrounding mountains is Brackroot Academy, a centuries-old institution built around the speaking gem. The history of the speaking gem is hazy and unreliable, but some stories suggest it used to call to pilgrims in dreams. By the time a pilgrim reached the speaking gem, they were weary, old, and without any resources to understand why the speaking gem called. The speaking gem also inspired ghost stories, alleging that the gem was cursed, and to dream of it meant one's demise was on the horizon. Many perished on their trek through the wilderness to the speaking gem, and none ever returned. If anyone made it to the speaking gem without dying, they were awakened, suddenly able to call upon the magic in the air. It took decades for a small village to take root at the speaking gem, and longer still for Brackroot Academy to be fully realized. After centuries of study, scholars have unlocked the power within the speaking gem and understand how to harvest abilities otherwise out of reach. With generations of study behind them, these scholars are willing to teach you. And that is where we'll start today. So starting here, we have a few questions that were asked. And as we mentioned earlier, this is a 2 and 1 player game. We're playing this together, but you can also play this on your own. All you need is a tarot deck and Tangled Blessings. So first, I'll start with my little mini. And also let's show our tarot decks. I mean, let's give off our deck. What decks we're playing with today? What are you playing with today, Tim?
I am playing with the Dark Woods deck. And while I would love to show you some of the cards, this is my only deck, and there are just some full-on nude women in some of these cards. So I have to constantly look. Okay, I just pulled a... I pulled a moon, and it's a woman in flagrante delicto laying down arced back in front below the moon.
Maybe like one of your French girls. So yeah, as we said, the content warning maybe extends beyond darkness, and maybe it's just boobs. But it's a it's gross.
I need some tape. I need to cover this up.
But yes, you do need a tarot deck for this. Today I'm a big old nerd gal. I will be playing with the Last Unicorn, official Last Unicorn tarot deck. We got some cool skellies. For anyone who knows that film, it's one of my favorite films and explains a lot about me as a person and as a child. Okay, show us the woman! Chad demands to see the woman, coward.
I don't want to get banned! Okay, here. I'll just use my finger as a censor bar. Just use your finger. Yeah, here you go. That's... Oh, God. No.
It's pretty, though. It's pretty.
It's really pretty.
Yep, and a warped films. Yes, in honor of the scale, you should. Yes, let's all toast. Let's all drink wine. Good wine. And those are the decks we're playing with. Yeah, which is our water. We're hydrating today. Because who knows what's gonna happen. So, of the questions, I'm gonna start with you, player Tim. What is your character's name? And player Tim. Player Tim.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's
And
the nicest thing
honestly,
anyone's ever said to me.
why don't we answer these in character? So that we can start, feeling at the character and sussing it out. So, what is your name and what are your pronouns?
My name is Dietrich Stenhard. My father, used to be a professor here at this very academy, and I am seeking to follow in his footsteps. And my pronouns are he, him.
Interesting. So then how did you receive the letter from the headmaster? Did your father give it to you?
Well, my father had passed away an awfully long time ago, but I have been vigilant in my studies. And it seems that my efforts have borne fruit. My efforts, making fun of my own accent as I go. It seems my efforts have borne fruit when an owl flew directly through my window and scarred me when the glass scattered across and slashed me in the face.
Whoa!
Truly,
That was your first introduction to the academy, and already blood is being drawn.
Yes, it is a common known fact that owls are nature's slowest moving bird, but on that day, it proved to me that that is not the case at all. But he had a letter, and when I tried to ask him about it, he just kind of glared at me and just flew away through another window, the window right next to it. Took days to replace that window.
Quite a violent beginning to your academic journey, one would ask. And with your dad being a former, apologies yet again for his passing, a former professor, do you have any loose ends that you need to tie up at home? Have you always been at the academy, or is this just recent?
This was a rather recent endeavor, yes. Truth be told, I just had to inform my family that I was to be off somewhere for a small while.
Oh, interesting. So they don't know.
I thought it best to be that way.
Huh. Interesting. And what do you hope to gain by becoming a mage? I mean, obviously you want to follow in your father's footsteps, which is very noble of you.
I am actually seeking to become a magistrate at record speeds. That's why I'm formally requesting that I expedite my progress through Brackroot Academy and say that I can graduate early. Because the benefits from becoming a mage, well, there is plenty. Highly respectable field, access to a glorious amount of magic that no one else can. I would love absolutely nothing more than to tap into that so I can finally see if I can reach my ceiling.
Some lofty goals, but also ones that seem quite attainable for a son of a professor. And, with this world of magic, especially with Brackroot, how did the speaking gem talk to you in dreams? What did that look like to you?
It was strange. Yes. It said only 5 words to me.
Only 5?
Yes. And it was actually very, very recent, after I received the letter. But it showed... In the dream, it showed me an image of this very pocket watch that hangs around my neck. And he holds up a broken pocket watch. The hands are not moving, and the glass is cracked on the inside. And he said to me, "Your time is coming up."
Who was he?
The voice. I assume the speaking gem.
Fascinating. And it was Dietrich?
Yes. Dietrich Stenhard.
Dietrich Stenhart, it's such a pleasure to meet you. And what does Dietrich look like?
Dietrich is a nerd.
As JT said in the chat, Buddy's got a cool scar, but a non-cool story.
Let me tell you how I got this scar. I have a cat named Scratches. And
Wait, is the scar from the owl or is the scar from the cat?
Oh, the scar was from multiple sources. The owl caused minor aberrations across my face, but it was it was a cat named Scratches who decided to live up to his name.
Oh, no. Okay.
But Dietrich is he's a rather lanky, tall, lanky individual. Very, very skinny because he participates in the value menu because he's a very how do you say, frugal sort of individual.
Oh,
and sort of takes to he takes to studying more. He looks like his half of his veins are filled with caffeine because he drinks a lethal amount of coffee and tea. Heavy bags under his eyes and really messy black hair. But it's just enough for like, you know, he doesn't groom himself, but like the hair, it kind of cheats. It's kind of like he looks like he prepared himself. He looks nice.
he's got the like effortless, you know, kind of appeal to him. The floppy hair. I also love that, I think, and if you don't mind me revealing this, Tim also said when he was giving directions to our artist, Kate Owen, love you, Kate, needs to look like he could be, what was it, his back could break like a pencil?
I need him to look like he has the most breakable spine ever. she delivers.
He doesn't, Dragmeyer-esque, doesn't groom himself.
No, he does. He uses Axe body spray.
He's a nerd. He does not use Axe.
No, he doesn't. He uses Dove.
He uses Dove. Oh my god, I love him. This poor little nerd boy. I adore him. That's Dietrich, everyone. Sweet, sweet man.
Jenny says Axe body spray is very dark academia.
Jenny, we don't know what we're doing, but we're doing our best. I'm terrified of that man. You should be. I would be if he used Axe body spray.
Now I'm debating whether or not hold on 1 second. Okay. Now I'm debating whether or not
we'll find out. It's something we can explore within maybe the cards.
Something
will
we
give
can
us the
explore.
Answer.
I hope it's in one of the prompts.
One of the prompts. Does your character wear Axe body spray? Cassie's gonna tune in and be like, "What are they doing to my tabletop? What have they done? What have we done?" Oh, and also, real quick. So after we make our characters, or while you make your character, you pull from the 1 through 5 of the major arcana cards to select your house, because there are many different houses, or like colleges at the academy. And Tim, what is Dietrich's house?
Dietrich is in the house of dahlias, which, if I could scroll to it, says there are 5 houses in the Brackroot Academy, and each of them, they do represent a certain temperament of a person. Students in there do showcase a sort of like combined like sort of allegiance towards a certain temperament of a person. For example, House of Dahlias. I'm going to read straight from the description there. Dahlias rely on the energy of celestial bodies for growth and endurance. Growth. As a vibrant flower, dahlias are a symbol of elegance and devotion. The plant may seem abundant, but it requires careful nurturing in the wet and cold climates of Brackroot. Students in this house often carry one or more of these marks: creativity, perfectionism, or obsessiveness. This dorm is connected to the greenhouse.
That's absolutely a man that wears Dove. if he's in House of Dahlias, he's got some nice, like maybe he's even made his own soaps. Like that's kind of.
I think you know what? Yeah, he makes his own soaps. He doesn't use Axe body spray. He got assaulted with the wine.
Oh no! He was Axe bombed and bullied with it, and now he makes his own soaps.
The mugger reached for the pepper spray, but used the Axe body spray instead and sprayed him in the face. So it's just bad memories.
I love him.
I just revealed the fact that he got pepper sprayed with Axe body spray, and that was like, I love
listen, Dietrich is all of us, and all of us are Dietrich, is what I'm saying. So that is one of our players today, Dietrich. And Tim and I discussed too. So Tangled Blessings, as we answer the prompts, Tim had this great idea where if we have like an NPC that we think was talking to our character or was with our character at the time of the prompt, we'll be playing it for the other person. Like we'll kind of be jumping in and tag teaming and helping role play those stories out. Everyone in the chat is now really on the Dove and Axe spray. You thought you were coming for Dark Academia, you know, with like really creepy, disturbed themes, and it's just about hygiene, which is important too.
It is, it is a real life horror.
Wink, wink. You ever been to a con? And
as someone who's played football in high school before, it is an absolute disaster. Every time you're walking into a locker room, it is just, this air is not breathable. It is not for human consumption.
It's not for human consumption. That's another form of torture. Absolutely. 150%.
Now, greetings there. I am Professor Ottman, and I am here to ask you a few questions about your enrollment in here. Now, if I may ask, what is your name and what are your pronouns?
So before you see a very wild woman, one would say. She rippling muscles that break from a sleeveless turtleneck with suspenders that lead into some black slacks. And comfortable shoes to move in. She's got wild hair that's been tamed into a braid, with glowing bright yellow eyes. The irises are yellow, but the rest of it, what's it called? Not the iris. What's the...
Oh, the spoogle doogle. Oh,
the white, the spoogle doogle.
The white.
the whites of her eyes are black.
There we go.
We call it a spoogle doogle. Yeah, this is true dark academia at its finest. And she's got a bit of scarring up and down her arms, strong hands. And she leans across the table and extends her hand and goes, evening, Bendis Ryan. The she, her, right? That's the thing you do.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Says, no offense, but it looks like you can snap my arm in half with a grip. And he shakes your hand.
She laughs awkwardly and goes, we wouldn't want that now, would we?
Yes. Now, I have to ask you, how did you receive the letter from the headmaster?
We're going to have like a little introspective moment where she won't actually be telling the professor the truth. But what will happen is Bendis comes from a long line of were-jaguars that actually they once existed in North America, but were killed off in the 1950s. So these were-jaguars kind of have been living in their human forms in the Americas for most of their time. And they've been trying to press down these primal urges and have luckily been able to staunch most of their primal rage. But unfortunately, Bendis had an ex-fiance who did indeed was acted out of infidelity. And so, much in the way that panthers kill, she had crushed his two temporal lobes in together and smashed his skull in. The police were actually just about to appear at her door when she received an email on her phone. And that was her exception into the academy. So she's a bit on the run. She does not say all this out loud, but she just says, I got an email. I only graduated high school with a GED, so I'm excited to go to college.
Oh, those other people in the office finally figured out emails. Good, good.
Yeah.
Did you know that they used to send owls? Which is
Owls.
cruel to them. Owls are nature's slowest birds.
That seems kind of rough to send a bird all that way out there. It's just much easier in
right across the ocean typically.
Yeah,
People
in a fancy
hear
place
what I'm
like this. Yeah, I can see that.
Now, Bendis, what loose ends did you have to tie up?
Just some family stuff. Yet again, introspective. Flashback.
Just some family stuff.
Flashback, and you see, after she kills this person she once loved, starts sobbing, but she's on the borderline of hysteria. She's laughing and crying. The moon is full out. It's in their small backyard by a grove. And as she just looks up to the moon with the blood dripping from her palms, she gives herself a soft smile. She goes, just family stuff. Nothing too much.
This family stuff, believe it or not, the most common answer. Now, what do you hope to gain by graduating here and becoming a high magistrate?
Oh, I'm just looking forward to learning stuff. Introspective moment. As you can, this character is very, very secretive. And I will do I'll do an inner monologue, moment and about what she hopes to gain. So, Bendis in her head, while she's saying I'm just looking forward to learning, she comes off as very friendly, easygoing. In her head, she'll think, my entire life I've been told to tame this thing inside me, to crush it down, to keep pushing until it is absolutely nothingness. But what I hope to gain, what I'm gonna gain, I hope to finally unleash this. No more holding back, no more pulling punches. I will destroy, rip, and tear whatever the fuck I want because I have been given a fucking gift. And I've never really taken a home economics class, but that would be a lot of fun too.
Got it. Home economics. Here at Brackroot, we are here to help you achieve whatever you want to achieve. And whatever is out there in the plains, that is out there. You're in here now. And a curious note, but this is common. How did the speaking gem talk to you in your dreams?
Oh, I just saw some funny pictures. Flashback. Dun dun. Sound edit. I think Bendis would just see images of jaguars sleeking through the underbrush. But it wouldn't be jaguar, it would be smoke. It would be creatures and beings of smoke that would fully realize and then fade back into the underbrush and appear and fade back. And one of them, this creature of smoke, approaches her, and she kneels before it, and its eyes are glowing. And as she goes to reach to touch it, the smoke from this creature turns into a large cat skull. And as she holds the skull in her hands, the jaws of the skull open, and it says, "Welcome." And that's how the speaking gem talks to her. Wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. I just checked chat. Y'all are standing this homicidal maniac?
In case you couldn't tell, in case you couldn't tell from the previous streams, if a woman kicks ass, they are the top tier character.
Everyone's like, work, yes, queen. I'm like, this is disturbing.
We love them.
This is bad, guys. And everyone's like, yay.
We love a homicidal.
We love a homicidal maniac. And that is Bendis. And to no surprise, Bendis was sorted into the House of Panthers. And following from the House of Dahlias, the Panther needs a garden to rest from its daily stroll, and the Dahlias always supply. The Panther is a symbol of grace, athletics, and agility, but still elusive and rare, a fierce creature of the shadows. Students in this house often carry one or more of these marks: observation, punctuality, or ruthlessness. This dorm is at the edge of the forest. And those are our two characters.
Hey!
Yay!
And by the way, we're rivals, so just...
And we're rivals!
Yeah, so... I think I followed the law most of my life. I think I followed the law.
We made in the most perfect way, we did make complete opposites. Now, if you're playing by yourself, you would actually pull from your major arcana deck to pick your rival. But since me and Tim are playing together, we are each other's rivals, which which is very exciting. So I think, Tim, now we scroll down. Oh, and also disclaimer, we've already talked through our safety tools and stuff like that. Which Cassi, the writer, also. Do we begin the sequence now? Is that what we do?
We were going to talk about how our characters first
met. Oh, that's right. How did they meet? That's a great question.
So, what I imagine, and this game is a very collaborative two-player game. The two players can just talk about anything and add on any details and ask questions to each other and whatnot. So. That's very good. Everyone's still standing.
I was gonna say, I think we need to have an intervention with women. Yes, women killing people.
We love murder here. Murder? Don't you mean her? As in her? We love her.
Love her. How did we meet? Yeah, what were you were? What do you think, Tim? What are we feeling?
I'm thinking in the first day of class. We're in Professor Oddman's
Who interviewed me. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Professor Oddman's class, who a very eccentric but very straightforward teacher. Not straightforward, eccentric but straightforward. That's an oxymoron.
Many things.
Eccentric, but has driven like some of the most hardworking people to success. He has a huge success rate and multiple magistrates to his name. We were told. I believe that the game has us as two prodigies competing for the top spot. High magistrate isn't the term, but it's just the thing I made up, a little title that I could just rag on.
I like it.
And the two of us are prodigies, rivals that are contending for that top spot. One of us will become famed and revered for our skill and bound to have a high spot in society, and the other one, well, they'll still be famous, but also, they'll still have a lot of good things.
Like that's gonna be a tough title though. The one who lost.
The one, second place.
The second place of the prodigies. That's rough.
I believe Tangled Blessings. Tangled. I believe
Tangled Blessings.
My tongue is tangled. I believe in Tangled Blessings. It says the second player, you're not a loser. You're not gonna fade away into obscurity. You're just gonna not be as great, but you're still good. Good job.
Nah, for us that's got consequences. We got stakes, baby.
Now, I believe perhaps it's been a week or such. We've gotten familiar, and some of our aptitude has already been showcased to the professors and to everyone on campus. And as we are in class, which is I say a class of short change, a good few. Professor Oddman has us finally paired up with each other, the two of us, Bendis and Dietrich. He did that on purpose. He paired us up, everyone up, to test our aptitude against each other, our skills of magic against each other. And I imagine Dietrich, during this, he had this question on his mind for a while now because he truly is in a hurry to advance. And perhaps within earshot of Bendis, he goes to Professor Oddman while they're on the field and about to stand apart to get ready for the duel. Dietrich just goes something along the lines of like, "Excuse me, Professor. I truly think," and an accidental glance at Bendis at this, and then looking towards the professor, "I truly think that I am at a high enough aptitude to advance further in the class, and I am absolutely willing to showcase this to you, but I have waited long enough. I have waited 10 days to for people to notice my aptitude, and I have noticed that I am not in the other years yet."
Would you like me to jump in as the professor or Bendis?
Oh, either or. But Bendis is here. I like for Bendis to hear it.
Okay, you like for Bendis to hear. Yeah. So whereas Dietrich seems, from what you're saying, seems incredibly focused and, driven. Bendis just gives off a very lackadaisical air. She's even got her feet up on the desk and her hands like behind her head as she's listening to this conversation. And as she leans back in her chair, she'll call it and go, "What, it ain't much of a challenge for you, kiddo?"
That's not what I'm saying, but I am saying that I have studied very hard throughout my entire life for this. Magic has come to me at an early age, and I would not want to go up against someone who might be less skilled. And you see that with that, and like Dietrich is not even trying to be mean. He's just really bad.
He's just very
really antisocial. And you see Professor Oddman just kind of like raises an eyebrow at that one.
I'd like to think too that the kids around Bendis all slowly move their books away.
And one of them goes, "Ooh."
Yeah, exactly. One of them
and
shifts their chair a little bit away from her.
And then when Dietrich hears the "ooh," he goes, "No oohs, no oohs necessary. No oohs, please." Oh no.
And then Bendis, who was very, relaxed, hands behind her head, feet up on the desk, removes her feet from the desk. Hands are out in front. She leans forward on her knees, looks at him and goes, "You think you're better than me, kiddo?" That's what you just said.
That's not what I meant at all. I simply meant that you are just
what? And at this point, she has risen from the chair and she slinks, and it's not like a sexy slink at all. It is a pure predator.
Yeah,
chat.
No. I'm just pointing at chat.
It's not a sexy
slink.
It is a pure predatorial. The chat is already. It's a pure predatorial in the way that someone moves through space with intention, and the people around them move. And even though she is shorter than Dietrich, I think he's probably much taller than her. How tall is he around? How tall does he stand?
He's a lanky guy. I'd say like almost approaching 6 feet, like 5'10",
oh, okay.
5'11".
Yeah,
maybe.
she's a short gal. She's around like 5'2", 5'3". So as she, approaches him, fucking chat,
guys,
I'm trying to make a murderer.
5 subs for
5 subs for Bendis.
5 subs for Bendis to 5 subs for Bendis to kick my ass.
We're not that kind of channel.
10 subs for you to get on stream. Oh, no.
Not that kind of sub.
Okay,
Approaching like a tiger. Exactly. So she approaches, and even though she's shorter than him, you can kind of feel the energy in the room shift. As she gets up to him and goes, "So, think you're better than me?" "Well, that might be true, buddy boy. But guess what? I'll smack you right back down. I'll bring you down to my level."
This conversation seems to be charged.
I think the professor at this point would be like,
Hold on, what's it?
"Oh wait, he also paired these two together."
Yeah, he did it for a reason.
I think the professor at this point would, like introduce, this is your partner that you guys will be working with. Like how in like you have your I don't know if you guys did this in college, but you have someone where you check in with. Like, they're like, this is your buddy to check on, throughout the year. Like, this is your phone buddy. Call, see how they're doing, check in on them. He put these two together.
And as they're confronting each other, he's like, "Nah, I did good."
Yeah, I did good.
This is good.
This is good. This is good. This is good.
And you see, he just goes, Professor Abed just goes, "All right, well," says, "It seems like I've made a good choice in pairing the two of you up. Now, how about that duel?" Yes, I think that's a grand idea. I do have to put away my journals and such before we admit to this. You know how to use... Never mind.
As he says that, you hear a crack as she's bending and snapping her neck and doing a quick twist with her hands to get the cracks out of her neck.
Does a neck typically do that?
No, but yours will soon enough. Winks at him. And then is gonna go take her place, as I assume, where they would duel, which would be where? Would it be maybe there's Maybe there's a series of steps that lead down to a small, like a black. I'm thinking like a black box theater almost.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
It would be something for them to. Yet again, I'm sorry, guys. I'm pulling from theater schools, but I think
that's
something that's dark that you walk down into. Almost like a cavern kind of cavey thing.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. It's better than my idea of it's a dirt field and there's a graveyard. There's a graveyard right over there.
I like that. That's very dark academia. That's the second one. That's another field. Look, I'm sure there are going to be a lot of matches.
Black box theater with a graveyard right next to it.
Actually, it's a black box theater, but it's a tomb. So there are technically bodies within it.
Because it's a black box theater.
It's a black box theater.
Let's go. That's dark academia, baby. We're doing it.
We're doing the thing.
Oh yeah. So I imagine then when they go into this dueling this theater and they get on a stage, there are multiple ghosts that are decorating the upper seats and that are generally watching ghosts of
professors
past.
Yes,
or,
students who have passed there at the school.
Yeah. Man, 2 cherry bomb deaths. Okay. So, as we everyone is so into this. Okay. As you are as we're getting there, Dietrich is nervous. He's nervous because this is the first time he's really he's going up in a magic duel against someone, and there's so much stakes here because I have to win this because I have to prove that I am capable of advancing to the next grades. But there's also this person who looks like they can fold me like laundry.
Fold me like a panini.
And yeah, I'm hoping if I lose, at least I live.
Yeah, I think Bendis is she really does not give a shit about her studies. Unfortunately, she's just one of those people that just like naturally has been passing whatever's come her way. But now this is a manner of pride. And coming from a long line of shapeshifters that had been, buff ladies for view.
Shapeshifter, don't you mean shapeshift her?
Shapeshift her. She's a shapeshift her. It comes from a long line of shapeshift hers that have been eradicated because hunting. It's all a pride thing. It's all about pride. She wants to take this. She doesn't even want to win. She just wants him to feel it.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So, as we get to each end of our stage, you see that Dietrich doesn't have a wand, but he has instead an ink quill pen that he pulls out and holds to his side. He takes a deep breath, the resolve building inside of him. This is just the prologue. We didn't even get to the prompts yet.
I was gonna say, are we at the prompt?
No, we are not at the prompts. We're still detailing how we met.
Should we pull? Oh, maybe we should pull a major arcana card for how our duel goes.
Yeah. I think we have to pull like one of the
Oh, the other ones. That's right.
Yeah. So for the people here, so for the final duel, what we do is that throughout the game we're assembling a deck when we read our prompts. We'll get to that later, but how we do that is that how we decide who wins is that we pull from the decks we create, and we pull directly from the top after we shuffle them, and whoever has the highest number wins. Now, I didn't expect us to be dueling this early.
Neither did I, but here we are.
All right. So, I have a deck in hand, and I pulled a card from the top. As Professor Oddman says, go. All right.
Okay, which deck are we pulling from?
I just pulled from the first one that came to me. I pulled from Wands.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. What'd you pull?
All right.
Woo! Yay, magic! That was really cool!
I probably pulled a 1. I hope I don't. I hope I didn't.
I love that! And it's not a naked lady!
Oh gosh, I shouldn't have showed it to the camera if it was a naked lady. Oops. It's not a naked lady.
It's not. That's very cool.
I got a 10 of wands. Oops.
Look, the teacup of wands.
I got the T of wands.
She looks cool.
Oh yeah.
So what do we think that means?
Let's see. It means I pull out 10 wands and I just Tommy gun.
Actually, let me pull up. We'll have our tarot interpretations. You said 10 of wands?
Yes, I believe we're interpreting like the major arcana, and the suit cards are like just for like results for later.
Oh, so like dice rolls kind of.
So we're just doing rollies right now, basically.
Okay, got it. These are rollies. Okay, so 10, that's pretty high. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I say he does pretty well in this duel.
You got to draw.
I've got to draw. I have a feeling I'm not going to pull. Let me shuffle. I'll also pull from wands because I think that's a smart move because they are dueling. So he duels with a quill. That's how his magic represents and shows itself.
Immediately when it starts, he writes, he draws in the air, and the ink flows directly in the air, and it floats. And he doesn't write words, he creates abstract like images. You see that he writes what seems to be like he writes what seems to be like a fire as he's growing. He draws the spikes on top, and he's drawing the little like the little crown underneath to separate the orange tip from the red body of the fire. But as he does that, and he just kind of like lets go and pushes his hand through the ink, it disappears, and you see bursting through the ground after a slight tremor, a spiked plant that on long tendrils, careening through the arena, going right for Bendis.
So I was shuffling my cards and this one just popped out, so I pulled it. I pulled Page of Wands.
The page, I believe. Wait.
Wait.
I believe that's an 11.
Is it an 11?
Wait. Let me check. Gosh, it details it in the final exam. The page is an 11. So you.
Oh no!
Yeah!
Oh no! Oh no, Dietrich, no! Oh no. So, okay, with this beautiful imagery, right, of these like inky images coming to life with it being fire and plants. I don't think Bendis has a wand at all. I think, I just think, I was gonna say, I think you just see her, much like she was cracking her neck, she slowly starts to roll her neck around once, twice, and the third time you see her body starts to contort slightly and her limbs begin to elongate. And as she all of a sudden becomes a bit more, you hear the snapping and cracking of bones as they reshift and reform in her body. As her entire skeletal structure starts to change into this, it's not exactly a jaguar, it's not a cat, but it's this hybrid form that just looks so unnatural. It's not like cute, sexy kitty cat girl. It's a chat. It's an incredibly, the limbs are not working where they should be yet. With the sinew that surrounds her muscle, she is on all fours now, and she leaps.
I'll say that as you're, leaping through the tendrils that are trying to wrap around you and slam into you, as Dietrich sees you fast approaching, and he's like going back and forth. He's like, he in his mind, he just goes, oh. Didn't know she could do that.
And I would like to think that because it's only 1 point higher, because it is an 11, I definitely think this battle is not one that's quickly won. I think he definitely is able to trap her at one point in the vines. That she'll just, Pharaoh buff cat woman.
Emma, that is so generous of you.
I do know. I mean, like, if I pulled like a king or a queen, maybe, but I do think like it's definitely because it's one higher, and he didn't pull like a 2. I do think it's definitely, but the deciding factor is, I think, you'd said you had plants coming out of the ground, right?
Yes.
Hypothetically, could one of them been trying to restrain her?
Oh, absolutely.
I think the what really throws her off edge is her actually trying to be restrained. She goes into like a full-on rage. And she's saliva has started running down her face. Fangs have her like little capped teeth are now full-on fangs. The black it almost looks like she's crying black ichor is starting to drip down her face as she strangles against the bonds, and she full on tears through them, leaps for Dietrich, flings him down to the ground, and her hands go to encase his skull. And as the hands start to apply pressure to the temples, you see she stops, and the fangs slowly retract, and the eyes slowly come back to their yellow glow. She wipes the spit off her face, the bones slowly reshifting as she adjusts back up. And it's a 5-2 friendly woman who extends down her hand and goes, Nice job, kid.
I'm pretty sure I've seen you in a nightmare before. He's stunned. He's absolutely like frightened, like for his life. Probably throughout that whole encounter, he was like, "Ah! Ah! 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 Get her! He reaches up and grabs onto your hand while there is, applause. Applause from the students, probably for that. Probably because some of them wanted to see this, like, oh, it's a nepo baby.
Yeah.
Like
Nepo baby and the girl who eats all our snacks.
And one of the ghosts, Cornelius Wilius, starts like he just tries to whistle. He goes, if I had lips, I would.
I think Professor Ottoman too is just like slowly nodding and taking notes down secretly.
While he's taking notes, he walks up to the two as you help Dietrich to his feet. Probably, like, I imagine, like, you have so much strength, he just flies to his feet.
He fling it, unfortunately, like, yeah, he flows a little behind her.
The plane catches. And the professor goes, Mr. Stenhardt, I believe you are exactly where you need to be. All right, sit down. He just goes, all right. Now, and he goes to tend to other students. As that wraps up our first encounter.
Quick question before we fade. Tim, would Dietrich's dad's ghost have attended this battle?
There's a reason why not.
Okay, so he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I think definitely within the crowd of ghosts, they go, isn't that, what's his name? What's the dad's name?
Oh gosh. Father. Oh gosh. Not Randy.
Randy! Randall?
His name is Reindl.
Reindl. Yeah, I think that no, we'll go with, I think definitely while the ghosts are applauding, there are some in the crowd that goes, Reindl's son. Such a tragedy. And I think Dietrich would absolutely hear, like, that's it. That's all he had. Pathetic. She has no training.
It's, he goes, and another ghost goes, look at that. Just a mere shadow.
Destroyed by a country bumpkin, nonetheless.
His father couldn't even deign himself to be a ghost amongst us.
Tragedy, really. I think that's just the ghost. As Dietrich hears all of this from above.
Dietrich on his knees, definitely like head up. Oh. And this is the camera shot where it slowly pans around him, showing all the ghosts talking.
Yeah.
And when it goes behind his head, and when it finally comes towards his front again, there would be a look of resolve. But for Dietrich, it's pure, I wouldn't say sadness, but just acceptance.
Oh.
As he gets up, he dusts himself off, kind of like rolls his shoulder, which he has never done before. So,
this man has never stretched in his life, let alone taken a hit like that.
And he looks to Bendis and goes, well, thought, I need to go to the nurse's office.
She look of the feral look, the aggression, the inner, her inner shadow, her inner demon that she let come through in the fight is completely gone. As she goes, "Oh, you need a hand, buddy? I can bring you down there if you need some help."
Oh, it's completely fine. I can summon my friend my skeleton familiar to help me.
Whose name is?
Bone Man.
he
is lying.
He's lying. Oh, he's lying. I was gonna say, I'm gonna Bone Man oh my god. And she'll go, "All right, well, listen, no hard feelings, right?" And extends a hand forward that still has like dirt, underneath the fingernails, smeared all over the palm.
Oh, yeah, let me. Paul reaches into the thing and a handkerchief with it says Dietrich on it. Like it's like on there. And he says, "Here, you have some of my ichor on your hand."
She goes, "Oh, I was trying to shake your. Oh, okay." And she'll wipe off his hand, and the thing is completely soiled now. And then she'll tuck it under her armpit, the handkerchief, and then stick out her hand again.
I didn't catch your name. Hold out a hand. It shakes it.
And she gives a hearty, like, strong shake. All I was gonna say, she's smiling and she's being like, all the other students around are like, "Wow, she's so friendly," But Dietrich can tell from the way she's gripping his hand and from how close he is to her that she is very much establishing her dominance right here and there. And goes, "I look forward to the next few years together."
Right. Yes. Yes. So nice to meet you.
And as she lets go, she'll go, "See ya," and she'll head off. Warped Films. He goes, "Yeah, she does."
No.
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 Oh. So, would that conclude our meeting?
I'd say that does.
That concludes our rivals' first meeting.
An hour into stream.
An hour into stream. Now we're gonna play the game.
All right, everyone.
God Almighty.
So, to tell you how this game is going to be played going forward, so we are going to perform prompts for each year, and there are 4 years, 4 representing each number of the each suits in a tarot card deck. For example, in the first deck, we're going to pull from wands, and in the module itself, it'll tell us what prompt comes up, what event is going to occur, based on which card we pull. After we pull a card and read the prompt, we pull one card from the major tarot cards, not as a direct effect, not a direct effect or anything, but to inspire us our answers for the prompt of the tarot card's meanings and what is on the tarot card. So, maybe in the future it's like, you messed up in alchemy class. How did you get to respond to this? And I'll pull a major tarot card, and then it'll be moon, and I'll be like, I guess a naked woman is there.
You're like, and a naked woman appears on my desk, which apparently this is the thirst stream of the month, so that all checks out. No one needs to apologize, guys. We'll give you what you want. We give the viewers what they want here at Songwoven.
I guess. No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't have to do that.
No, we don't. Yes. It's chat. I adore it. Okay, cool. So we're pulling from wands, and also when you're playing by yourself, I believe, or mostly you're supposed to pull 3, but because we're chatty Caffeys, we're only pulling 2 cards.
That's. I think we're still being generous because we spent an hour.
I was gonna say maybe we should pull one. Maybe we shouldn't even pull two. One each. Oh, that's a good idea. One each. Okay.
So let's see. Everyone's saying Rip Dietrich. What happened? I mean, yeah, but also what?
What went wrong? All right, let me go let me go down to the prompts. Year 1. Okay, wands. All right, so you pull one and I pull one.
Let's see.
What card speaks to me? Da-na-na-na. Ooh, pick a card, any card.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That one underneath your thumb.
This one.
That one.
We pulled Ace of Wands.
I have pulled. Oh, hey, Ace of Wands. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, I think I have to read. I think I have to redraw actually.
Wait, do you really? Let me
I
see.
think because hold on 1 second. Oh boy.
Is it because we already pulled this prompt?
Let's see. To recall how first draw 3 cards in the deck. Oh, because technically we're supposed to be sharing the same deck. So when you draw the Ace of Wands, it's taken out.
Okay, well, I think that's still a good sign. Jenny! Jenny said she'd give the chat what they want.
What do you guys
Jenny, what are you doing? Jenny, what are you sewing?
What do you guys want?
What do you want? Yeah, you want different prompts. Okay, cool. So I pulled Ace, and what have you pulled?
I have drawn the Queen of Wands.
I love that artwork.
Oh,
she looks beautiful.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Very pretty. Okay. Do we pull another one, or is that it?
And we pull one more.
One more. Okay, one more.
You want first?
I'll fan it out. Also, if anyone watches The Last Unicorn, on the back of these cards, it's the butterfly.
Oh, it's gorgeous. That's so pretty.
Cute. It's very cute. He's the storyteller. He's very much the bard. Pick a card, any card.
Okay.
Oh, I'll make this easier. Here. I'm gonna let you choose. Right or left?
Right.
My right or your right?
Your left.
Right. My left, which is King of Wands.
Ooh, and that's Red Bull.
That's the Red Bull. That's right.
The character that's inspired from the energy drink company.
No. No.
We were talking.
No.
We were talking.
I'm gonna tell you no. Dragmire, stage right, stage right. Okay, and now it's your turn, Tim.
I do want to say before this that we researched Dark Academia a little bit before this, and the extent of my research is that I mistakenly watched Euphoria,
which is dark and set in school, but not Dark Academia necessarily. No.
Anyways, here you go.
Whoa, nice card trick, Tim. I love the card tricks today.
I drew the Knight of Wands.
Did we just pull all of the... We've pulled King, Queen, Ace, and Knight. I think we've pulled, except for Page, we've pulled Sweet.
Yeah, we didn't pull any of the numbers. That's crazy.
Weird, man. Hey. All right, so now that we've done this, what do we do?
Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll have you pull one of your cards first.
Okay, I'll start with Ace.
I look like I came to do magic tricks.
I was gonna say Tim came to show. He did. Tim came off to show the skills today. So I assume I read the prompt and then we go from there, right?
You read the prompt, yes. Let's see. Yeah.
For Ace, Year 1 Wands, you attempted portal magic for the first time and it came naturally to you. All you had to do was envision a place and you could open a portal. Where did your first portal go? One portal attempt went wrong. What scar did it leave on you? Have you recovered?
Now, go ahead.
I was going to say, because you also pulled Ace, I think they would have done this together.
Yeah, maybe it's like a class,
Class
thing,
project.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, in these prompts, typically, like, you're just answering it, and you have to write it down, in a journal somewhere. Record your card pulls and such, because that's important later for the final test. But with 2 players, we can ask each other a bunch of questions, and typically the questions you would want to ask is it's like how were you involved? How does your character remember the event? Or has your character heard any rumors that made it sound worse? But it sounds like in this case, me and her are together. Now the next step here is to actually draw from the major arcana.
Okay.
To have some inspiration for your prompt response.
Also, love, what scar did it leave on you? Jesus.
Ooh.
Already.
Maybe scratches didn't make that huge scar on my face.
I was gonna say, maybe it wasn't scratches. Maybe it was whatever we found in this portal. Okay, and for my major arcana card, what I have pulled for inspiration is Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, it looks like a portal. Goodness.
It does look like a portal.
That's really not. Oh, that's scored. Those are nice cards.
We've got a really nice stained glass window.
And you can pull. It just inspires your response. You can pull from the contents of the card or the meanings of the card. Which what number is Wheel of Fortune?
Wheel of Fortune is X, which is 20.
X.
Or is that 10?
I think it's 10. Yes.
I know Roman numerals.
And the meaning of Wheel of Fortune is either fate, destiny, curses, luck, or excessiveness.
Interesting. Luck, destiny. I don't think Okay. Where did our first portal go? One portal attempt went wrong. I think... Could it be a time portal as well?
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe
Absolutely.
we went... Because it's Wheel Up... Maybe we time portaled. Maybe this was, Whoa! Look at that music coming in!
Loud.
Maybe this was a class project. And it was supposed to be a simple, portal from one end of the campus to the other. It was meant to be teleportation. But instead, it was time. And the first portal sent them back in time. What time? To probably maybe when Bendis was a kid. And they just saw this little girl hiding on the playground because she had pushed one of the kids too hard and the teachers were coming to get her. And this is a very intimate moment for Bendis, which she is not happy to show her rival. But it's a moment where you first see that she realizes she can never fully be herself, and she can never aspire to her true power.
In this moment, Dietrich thinks perhaps he could have expected that something went wrong. Maybe something wasn't right with the going on with like actually making the portal, but he was too meek to speak up. But what he sees is that they're at a playground. And he believes that, we teleported somewhere. This is a location. No idea that this is time.
Mm-hmm.
He sees the little girl hiding. And the image of a little boy or whichever off to the side, holding onto a knee, being tended to by adults. But he doesn't put two and two together. Instead, what he sees directly in front of him is a scared girl.
Yeah.
And he just goes, Where do you think we are?
you see she's gone. The kind of, friendly, affable nature is kind of frozen. And she says quietly, "Oh, looks like we went to another school by accident."
If you'll give me a moment. And he walks up to the scared girl, and he goes, "Hello. I'm realizing now that this is a very terrible thing to do, as I am a stranger, and you have no idea who I am." And he starts thinking for a bit. Well, anyways, it just looks like you're very scared. And, well, I went to Burger King this morning, and he pulls out a small bag of hash browns. The Burger King, they have their hash browns in, like, small, like, little discs in a fry bag. And so he's like, I didn't eat much. The rather large breakfast burrito number 5 was fulfilling enough. Would you like them, perhaps?
As you hand out this little bag, you see the little girl flinches and pulls in tighter to herself, and you'll hear a very small voice say from the dark, because she's, like really pressed in deep underneath the slide. She'll say, "I don't want to hurt you."
I don't think you're gonna hurt me.
That's all I know how to do.
You're
So
a kid.
stupid.
You're still learning. We're all still learning. You don't want to hurt anyone, right?
No. I can't help it.
That's not true. You can learn. If you aspire enough. Do you know what aspire means? I need to learn language a little bit.
She like wipes a snotty face and goes, shakes her head at the aspire. Like,
Turn down the posture speak. Just goes, you know how they always talk about you having a role model and growing up to who you want to be?
yeah.
Imagine your role model as someone who you think is a very good person. Now,
Okay.
Imagine that in the mirror. Now, try to become that person. He holds up the hash browns.
You see she quickly snatches the bag and then scooches farther back under the slide, because she had slowly approached him at this point, and then she's like a frightened animal. Very squishes her way all in the back. And as she holds the hash browns to herself, she goes, "Who do you see in the mirror?"
Someone who could use a little bit more work. And we're out of school, right?
Yeah.
So at this point, the BE teacher comes out and goes, "Hey, who the hell are you?"
You see one of the other aides goes, "Oh my God, who is that strange man with the child?"
My name is. I gotta go.
At this point, yeah, Bendis comes in, drags him back through the portal. And with the nature of time, she's deeply impacted by that moment. And she is silent the entire rest of the day and project. And in terms of what scar did it leave on her, I would say that memory in itself is a scar to Bendis, because of its just, you know how sometimes kindness hurts more than cruelty? Yeah, that's a scar to her. And she has not recovered from it.
Does that mean I win the duel? If you have
That means I would say you do win this. I'll say you get to win this one.
I'm kidding.
This prompt you get to win.
Thank you, Burger King Hash Brown.
Thank you, Burger King Hash Browns. And that's our first. That's at least my first little pull.
All right. The music's perfect now for that moment.
It is. It was very sweet.
Sorry. we said this is gonna be a comedy.
I know we said it's gonna be a comedy, and now we're making it really like we don't know where we're going with this. Let's be honest.
It was half like, oh, this is actually really touching, and it's like, oh yeah, Burger King exists.
Burger King, and also strange man on a children's playground.
All right, let's see what we got. Queen of Wands.
Okay.
So, you were bruised and injured in a training duel gone wrong, and you struggled to find your magic for several weeks.
Whoa! This is bad for Dietrich.
Oh, this is perfect. A professor took pity on you and tried to help you through your training without the magic. How did you cope with the loss? What mental block did you have to overcome to get your magic back? Who hurt you, and was it an accident? Which professor helped you, and did you appreciate their help? Now, what they encourage you to do is that these events are happening in order, and we can combine. Oh, we don't have to, but we can combine like certain things, like to and fro, back and forth, if we want, just to connect things and make things really nice and seamless. So now I'm gonna go ahead and draw from the Major Arcana. I can't show this.
Could you tell us?
It's Moon.
I love the body. I see the outline of. Oh my god.
Oh wow, she is in flagrante delicto.
She's a fine ass lady. So the moon. Okay, great. The moon. The moon. I think is.
I think it's number 18. Okay. Uh-oh. It stands for
deception,
instability, anxiety, enemies, mental confusion, darkness, rest. All right. Well,
it's actually a pretty good card to pull for this, I would think.
Okay. On the terms of injury, what would you say that it was Bendis or not?
I don't know. I'm gonna leave that up to you.
I think whether it could have been like, it could have been an accident, or I can make up a bully character.
If you want, I could either be a bully character, or Bendis was lashing out at the kindness from the first activity, from the first exercise, the class exercise, and he doesn't know why.
Mm-hmm. Could do that, but also, the guilt.
So then do the bully one then. Give me a bully character.
The bully. All right, her name is Denise. She runs around with a gaggle of.
Oh no,
girls.
she's a mean girl.
She's a mean girl.
Oh boy.
And she just, I don't know, hit him with like a nuclear missile magic, or like a fist magic or something.
Oh my god, are you okay?
I'm fine. It's does your magic make your arm go numb?
I'm pretty sure that's what's supposed to happen. You're just really funny.
Oh my god.
Guys is so funny.
Oh my god, Denise, you told me.
I know, I really fucked him up.
You fucked his nerd up, baby.
I know. She turns back and she's like, he's such a fucking nerd. Turns back to him. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Little guy, little thing.
Oh my god. Hey, Dietrich, have you ever noticed that your name is spelled like Diet Rich? Is that because you're so fucking poor? I think I saw him at the Burger King the other day.
Oh my god, listen, if you're like also like you're dieting, whatever you're doing, like pass it on to me because you are a supermodel thin baby. Look at these arms. And she's gonna take it and the arm that's broken or numb and try to like wiggle it. Like, honey, ever heard of a weight? Like, oh my god. Poor kid. Oh.
Professor goes, all right, that's enough.
And Denise will leave him bruised and battered. Now, who's the professor that took pity on you?
We'll just go with our one professor that we know.
The only professor.
Professor Oddman bends down next to him and goes, not doing too good, huh? Oh, I think she casted some ice magic at me. That's why my arm is numb. Yeah, we're gonna take you to the nurse's office real quick. And as far as responses go, as far as the response to the prompt itself, how did he cope with the loss? Who hurt you? Was it an accident? It was Denise.
It was Denise.
I would say that, of course, for everyone in the group, like, this is the worst possible thing that can happen to Dietrich.
Yeah.
Not even being able to cast magic, which is huge. That's a terrible, terrible thing. Because he's constantly trying to show off his aptitude, his understanding of everything. But with the magic gone, there is the thought of like, what if it doesn't come back?
Yeah.
And of course this drives doubts in his head as his arm is in a sling and he's pacing back and forth in his room as the little snapdrakes and the potted plants are like looking back and forth, worried about their dad.
Buddy.
He looks in the mirror probably for the first time in a long time. He's already taken the clock out of his room. He can't stand that thing.
Can't look at the watch, yeah.
And he looks at it for a moment. He pulls out the little pocket watch around his neck, and he just goes, "Please give me more time. Please." And of course there's nothing. And typically that's always been the case. Now, Dietrich was pretty down hard. Still went to class though. Tried his best every day, pushed himself. And I'll say eventually the day comes, perhaps through sheer, like, now there's the aggression. But aggression at himself for feeling this way and still being here and not making progress. He eventually, when he's on the field, a small spark comes out from his magic and he celebrates. To which, what rumors might Bendis have heard about this?
Rumors? Well, she probably would have heard that he ate shit from Denise. But I don't think Bendis likes Denise, to be honest. I think Denise and Bendis are a bit like oil and water. So she doesn't really trust because Denise definitely spread that rumor that the poor kid ate shit and he shouldn't be here. And I also think they probably make fun of him because, because he was very much like, I'm above the other, like, I need to be in a higher level. I'm pushing myself. So I feel like Dietrich is very targeted at this point. So anything to take this kid down, especially because he's one of the prodigies. Another rumor that she probably heard was that he had to make a deal to get his magic back. He wasn't able to get it back on his own. it's the professor has pulled some strings or something like that because his dad was once a professor.
Would you relay that? Would you in like a discussion going further?
Would Bendis tell him?
Yeah.
I think she wouldn't tell him, but I think she would check in on him in her rival way, you know, very much like maybe it's at the locker rooms, like, you know, slamming his locker shut.
He was holding a can of baked beans as he just...
Oh, no. Slam up. Haven't seen you around here in some time.
Forgive me, I was participating in some legumes. Would you like some? It's the baked variety, which is, you know how baked goods are typically very sweet, and I see why they call it baked beans now. It's very, it's at the sweetest variety. I'm almost treating myself here.
Here, no one helps. I'll throw in a little bit of bacon next time. Tossing some bacon, the sweet and the salty.
Oh,
nice combo.
Actually, I had come up with something else. There are croutons in here that I've taken from the faculty fridge.
That's... Did you steal from the faculty fridge?
Listen, hold on.
And you see, Bendis, even though she's 5'2", you know, she carries herself and her stature well, and she leans in on the locker and leans in close. Did you break into the teacher's lounge and steal some croutons?
Here's the story. So, I typically invite myself to help the teachers about, so I'm in and out of there often. But I noticed that throughout cleaning the fridge that someone left a packet of croutons in there that I suppose was a part of a salad pack. But they just did not eat it. So what happened was, I thought, who could leave such delectable little flavor bombs like that in there? So, I have a journal. He pulls out a journal, flips to a page with one hand, and it's a timetable of like how many days. He has multiple journals for everything. That's something you learn about. He has journals. He has a journal for every single thing. He has in one of his classes, you know how they offer the composite notebooks for like 50 cents? He bought all of them immediately.
Oh, no!
And he just goes, well, on the 5th day, I thought, well, I might as well take those delectable little flavor bombs for myself, and you can taste the Italian herbs.
Oh, Jesus. All right, here. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. Did you steal anything else in the teacher's lounge?
I don't believe I have.
Because you know what they're saying about you, right?
He puts the legumes down. What are they saying about me?
Well, they said that, like, the teachers kind of gave you a pass, and I don't know.
Well, Professor Oddman was very helpful in my recovery, but I wouldn't call it a pass by any means.
So they didn't give you they didn't give you an up or something? A boost?
Who's saying this about me?
It's a rumor mill, you know. People are bored, and I just want to check in because, you know, that's you know, fair play and all, whatever.
He seems a little hurt by this, actually. He just goes, well, I assure you that's not the case. And I'm on the road to recovery, and I'm working very hard.
Good, because you know, and at this point she leans off the locker, crosses her arm. I'm the only one to take you fucking down.
Well, yes, you did without breaking any limbs, which is very impressive. I should add that as a note in your journal.
You have a journal about me?
Well, yes, anyone I have a meaningful interaction about, I have a journal with. You are we are paired together, of course. Of course I have a journal about you.
What's in there?
Uh-oh. um, well, just observations. Just all observations. I had noted that I had Googled on the phone, asking on Quora.com, can anyone describe the feeling of being slammed by someone with gorilla strength? And everyone gave me a joke answer. So I had to find my own inspiration and write down the feeling for myself.
Man, you put things into words. What did you write, and what is it? What is the feeling? You've piqued my interest.
Well, let's see. It's the feeling of like, you know how lightning can strike the ground and it implodes in the earth? That's how I felt when I was the lightning bolt and you were the cloud, a very strong cloud with muscles and scars, and you're also a part jaguar. You slammed me very thoroughly, and my first thought was, that really hurt. That hurts immensely. And the second thought was, is my brain still working? And the third thought was, yes, it has to be. I'm thinking right now. And the fourth thought was, wow, thinking really hurts right now. Then my head bounced off the ground. It felt like my spine shattered into 10 pieces. And then they said, hey, let's try to get back together again. And then they got into a wrong position. And it hurts when they tried to. I was just very confused and hurt. And the nurses, for some reason, weren't very impressed with me when I got to the nurse's office.
Good. I want you to remember that feeling.
I do. It hurts still.
I want you to remember that next time you go up against Denise. And keep your eye on her.
Well, she didn't do it on purpose.
Bendis slowly raises an eyebrow.
Oh.
And goes, enjoy your beans, Dietrich. And she'll saunter off.
Are you sure you don't want to share? These are...
She just waves her hand back and continues on, hands in her pocket and the trousers as she walks off back down the hall.
They're in barbecue sauce.
Jesus. Oh, this poor kid.
The flavor bombs, the crouton.
No, not the fucking crouton. Lord Almighty.
So yeah, it was a tough few weeks for Dietrich.
It was a tough 3 weeks for Dietrich.
No one was expecting this character.
No, we were not prepared.
Oh gosh. I'm participating with some legumes, right?
With legumes. The legumes is too much. Too much. And following... Now, do we go into the next one? The next card?
Yeah.
Okay. So following promptly, the Queen of Wands is the King of Wands. You found your familiar. A docile demon sworn to you on a rainy day when the isolation of studying was wearing you down.
Oh, a rainy day?
A rainy day. Oh, and there's our rain. What animal form did the demon take? What name did you both agree to? How has the creature helped you at the academy? What did it ask for in return? Where is it now? Okay, Tim, could you please play my familiar?
I would love to.
Excellent. Let me pull first my inspiration for Bendis's familiar. And I think it's going to be a small lynx.
Okay.
Oh, no. What's the one that has the little tails? Is it bobcats? Which one are the cats that have the tiny little tails? You know what I'm talking about?
Google cats with tiny little tails. Manx?
A minx?
A Manx? Let me look that up. That's probably not it. Oh, but they're so tiny. And they have a little puppy tail.
They have a puppy tail. Yes, it is. Okay, hold on. JT confirmed bobcats have tippy tails. Tiny tails.
Thank you, JT.
Thank you, JT. So maybe it's a small bobcat, but let me make this clear. This is a This is a demon that takes the form of a bobcat. And for the card, for the inspiration for this little familiar, I get a familiar. I also pulled the moon.
The moon.
Interesting. It's a cute death cat, which we have. Where you is that at the bottom, Tim? The
moon?
Oh, here it is.
Yeah,
so the moon is number, I believe you said
18.
18. So that's what you just said, which was instability, anxiety, enemies, darkness, rest.
Perfect.
Ooh, excellent.
Hey,
So
what if you're not good enough?
I was gonna say, I think Bendis, after the, he got hurt and the rumors have been spreading. I think Bendis has kind of started to feel an attachment. She doesn't know what kind, but an attachment to Dietrich, and she is pulling away. And let's be honest, although she's friendly, I don't think she has any friends. I think she's the classmate that you get along with, and at the end of the day, when everyone goes out to hang out at the bars or whatever, she actually goes home. And whether it's to go run laps around the campus, whether it's to, sparring practice on a tree near the forest, which is where her campus dorm is. She's a very isolated person. And I think one day, as she's slamming her fists into the tree, she just keeps getting flashbacks of the man she killed. And she starts to, before it had been like a rage, right, where she couldn't even fathom what was going on. But now, much like in flashes, she sees his face, and she sees the utter horror and fear on this man's face. And she flashes back to, she sees the small girl curled up in the corner under the slide hiding. And her fists start hitting quicker and harder, and her knuckles are starting to scar, and her hands are starting to bleed as she's just pounding into this tree. And a sob starts to form in her chest. As truly the weight of what she's doing, the weight of what she is, hits her. And the rain is drenching her. Her hair is wet in her face. And she just starts muttering to herself, "You're a fucking monster. You're a fucking monster. You're a fucking monster!" As she is just smashing her hands repeatedly. This tree is like, it's a large redwood, but it is, just have gashes ripped out of it. And she's swapping now from punching it to her nails have started to form into long black claws, and now she's tearing at the tree, just screaming at it. And I assume everyone else, it's either at a bar or a party, no one can hear this. And she is by herself in the rain, with the moon slowly starting to come out. You see, she takes a deep breath. She's got her hand, turns around. What the fuck was that?
Your vision swirls around, a bit hazy due to the rage. As your vision clears, you do hear a "oh" again. Oh, it's Marshmallow again. As you look about, eventually your eyes cast downwards. As the rain begins to fall, you see before you a bobcat. The little tail sway back and forth, sitting on top of a small stump, sat down looking at you with its bright chartreuse yellow eyes that kind of like stand out in the darkness. It just looks at you. She goes, "Jeez, what that tree do to you?"
You see shock registers on her face and goes, because she doesn't know if this is another student, you know, she doesn't know if it's another. He takes out a cigarette! She sees this bobcat take out a fucking cigarette, and she goes, I'm sorry, you know, just, are you alright? Why are you?
That's
you good?
shit. That's how you know it's working.
What's working? What? What are you smoking?
Cigarette, you want one?
And as she kind of like is a little like she's not sure, did she take something by accident? You know, she's very. Is she on something? She goes, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. I'll.
No, better yet, just look at you. You got hurt by the very thing you were trying to beat. Turn around and give that thing a whirl.
He puts the cigarette back. This bobcat between its furry paw fingers with the cigarette back in its mouth. She goes, I'm sorry. Who are you? Are you a teacher here? Are you?
Nah, I ain't a teacher. But I can be your coach.
Coach.
Yeah, I know who you are. I know what you've done. Good work, by the way. That guy was, kind of an asshole if you really think about it.
As he says that, you see the realization sink to her face, and she says, that wasn't... I could have handled that a whole lot better, Coach.
Yeah, well, life's too short to live life with regrets. You did what you did. Are you here to learn time magic and to take it all back? That's what you're gonna do? Huh?
I don't know.
Hey. Your name's Bendis. But you can't bend your way out of this one. What you can do... Yeah.
She laughs.
Yes. Hey. And believe it or not, I just saw that you needed a little bit of help. You're a good... Says, you're a good kid / adult. You're a kid in my age, though. I blew right in the fucking microphone with that one. Ooh, shit.
She goes, she's smiling. Even with rain drenching her hair, you know, she looks like an absolute mess. She smiles and goes, I ain't good, but I'm trying, Coach. I'm trying.
You're goddamn right. You fucking suck. Throw some hooks, uppercuts, anything else.
All right, well, fuck me. And
Yeah, fuck you. Do better.
If you may, can this little demon be named Coach?
Yes.
Her little demon bobcat is named Coach. And I think to answer the prompt, how does the creature help you at the academy? I think Coach, like you just did, empowers her when she starts to get too introspective and starts to get in on herself. He forces her to think outwards.
Get your head in the game, kid.
Yeah,
Come on.
It's literally like a sports team, like a coach.
Yeah,
now,
massages her shoulders
with the little
paws.
paws.
Just goes, I went to the doctor. They said it wasn't good. Are you going to win this match for me?
I'm going to win it, Coach. You wait. You're
going to win it for me?
I'm winning for you.
The doctor said if you lose, I'm dead.
What?
The doctor said if you lose this match, I'm dead. I die. Are you going to lose this match?
Wait. Do you literally die if
Are you going to win it for me?
Wait, quick question. Is that what he asked for in return? If she loses a match, he actually dies?
No, he's just gaslighting you.
Gaslighting! Trigger warning, theme of gaslighting. Oh, that's actually a good question. What does Coach ask for in return? What is the contract, since it is a demon contract, technically? And we love our demon contracts here on Songwoven.
Hey, before we get into this, I gotta get something from you, mi casa, su casa, things like that, pro bono, all those kind of terminologies.
Yeah, Coach. I can pay you.
Yeah, Vini Vedi Vici. Hey, listen. I'm giving my services. Believe it or not, I run a boxing gym in the hells. I'm pretty damn good at it. That's how I afford these Marlboro cigarettes, even though they're banned in hell. Now, here.
$1 million baby.
Now. Oh, that's good shit. Now, here's what I want from you. I want your absolute best. Got it? Is that what you're gonna give me?
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, but when I read about demon contracts, like, it's supposed to be intense, like rituals, like...
Are you gonna make this deal with me or not? Are you gonna make this deal with me or not?
The tiny bobcat is going up, quickly shakes the furry paw.
That's goddamn right.
Would T-Trick have heard of Coach?
So the first meeting I imagine is private. How would Bendis have showed Coach off in any way?
I think she would have. I think Dietrich at one point would have seen her carrying a like a sports bag after class, and she's got a pair of boxing gloves on the back, slung over the bag. As she heads out for the classroom.
Have you taken up boxing?
She leans back and goes, yeah. I got a really cool coach. And they got a gym if you want to sign up for like a free trial or something.
Oh, it's quite alright.
Could help you get back, dodge some moves.
I think it would be good for me, but I believe my main study has to be magic at the moment. Though it looks like you would benefit very well from it.
Well,
Just
to
even
me,
more strong.
She leans back on the door. Well, I mean, where's our magic?
Oh, is the coach in the bag?
I would say Coach definitely a head pops out at this point. Whoa. Sorry.
Is that
This is.
You didn't see shit, nerd!
Oh, Coach! She's gonna try to shove him back in the bag. She's sorry. It's just me.
It's not the first time a familiar had bullied me. It's quite alright.
Oh.
Is that your familiar?
Yeah, that's Coach. He runs a boxing gym and... Listen, magic's gotta stem from somewhere, so, you gotta take care of your mind, but you gotta take care of your body, too. So, if you want, like I said, there's, a free trial with the gym, and Coach is... Whatever. Fuck it. And she just slams the door.
I suppose I'll give it a... Oh,
leaves.
okay. Oh.
She slams off and awkwardly stumbles down the hall, and she says to Coach in the back, "Fuck me, what the fuck was that?"
Yeah. Says, "I don't know." Gets up, hits you on the head a few times. You tell me!
I don't fucking... Ow!
Dodge this!
I was gonna say like a little cat, it's like the little batting.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is the end of that scene. Oh, Coach.
After that, the slam the door, Dietrich jumps and just holds on. He goes, "Oh, goodness, my creamed corn."
No!
But he
get this man more canned than canned goods.
He will eventually take up the offer and try the free trial. and I imagine looks to you and Coach for guidance.
Oh yeah, he definitely gets his shit rocked, but I'd like to think that much in the way that Coach helps Bendis, Dietrich, who's someone who's very in his head, this forces him, this like, you know, exertion of to use his body in a way he's never, forces him out of his head as well.
He gets up from a particularly hard blow, and he goes, illusion magic. You think 3 of you is going to stop me?
This poor bastard.
And Coach is like, just goes, I'm looking at those hands. I don't think he's lifted anything in weeks.
But I think with the bullying that I think has only increased for Dietrich with Denise at the school, I think it's a good outlet for him to get off campus.
The thing is, like, Dietrich grown up hasn't had that much, like, opinion about him. So it is like, yeah, it bothers him a bit, but not as much. He's still doing his best every day, and he goes to his dorm basically after every day and just tends to the garden, and he has his friends there, and that's good enough for him. He has his little pocket. He has the plants he talks to, and he has Bone Man.
Bone Man's gonna come to life. I'm telling you, one of these prompts. He's gonna animate Bone Man. He's gonna be real. Warp Film says that's where the demons get you. That free trial and you forget to cancel it. That's exactly how this works.
All right. Next prompt.
Next prompt for Dietrich.
Knight. Did you pull knight?
I pulled king.
Oh, dang. Oh, there it is. KT.
Yes.
I saw the K. I was like, wait, that's knight? There's the KT.
KT.
Oh, this is a fun one. I think immediately this could be both of us. Your first potion making assignment involved snake scales, snail mucus, a fresh drop of blood, and 3 heartbeats worth of breath.
The fuck?
How did you get the ingredients? What kind of potion did you make? Did you drink it? What grade did you get for the potion? So, I imagine this is Professor Oddman's class.
Yep.
And of course, there's like the beaker in front of us, the open flames and whatnot. But the first task is getting the stuff to make the potions in the first place.
Yep.
Which he did not tell us.
How to do.
Yeah, you're a wizard. You're a mage. You gotta look your own stuff up. So Dietrich just whirls to Bendis and goes, I think I know a place where to get one. I heard Denise and her gaggle of compatriots speak about it bequeath the bleachers.
But bequeath the bleachers or beneath the bleachers?
Well, yes, beneath. But then there's also
bleachers.
bequeath.
Okay, so there's something beneath the bleachers.
Yes. They speak of a mysterious seller on campus who can get you what you need. I believe this person can get us exactly what we need for this.
We're dead ass doing a drug deal.
A what now?
Never mind. Okay, we'll go to this person. You got it.
I don't want to commit a crime.
It won't. Don't worry. Under the table.
Under the bleachers.
Under the bleachers. That's right. Keep it under the bleachers.
Yes. All right. And they go seek out to go find this person.
I will play.
Yes, please. Yes, please. I was gonna ask you, please.
Please describe the cellar and who is the cellar under the bleachers.
As they head underneath the bleachers, they actually find they actually look around and don't quite find anything until, through one of their perceptions, there is a rather large rock that's it's natural terrain. There's pebbles and stuff, but there's a rather large rock, and curiosity would have possessed one of them to flip the rock over And as it's flipped over, and sediment underneath is loose, so it's been flipped over a bunch. It just says, "Say the magic word 3, and here you will be."
Huh.
He goes, "What are the magic words?" And when Dietrich says magic, there's a small flash from the rock. Magic. Whoosh, whoosh. Magic.
Oh my god, I love that.
This huge light overtakes the both of them, and the two of them are gone. The two of them find themselves displaced into what seems to be an alleyway in the nearby town, in the place nearby where there's like magic shops. There's windy roads and fucking whatever. Dark Academia.
Dark Academia.
And immediately, at the very end of this alleyway is a sort of makeshift, sort of like stand with like, there's an eyeball in a glass jar, and there is a you see that there is a frog that is constantly like changing colors and on fire, and then it's frozen, and then it's like emitting lightning like every 5 seconds. It's like in a lamp kind of thing, and multiple different accoutrements, and standing there, a person in a heavy coat meant to unveil the goods, wearing rags, their face veiled in the darkness of the hood in the alleyway. And Dietrich just goes, can you get us what we need?
You see the veiled figure, a bony hand creeps forward from under the cloak.
Can I get you what you need? Well, depends on what you need. Can I interest you in a new pocket watch?
And at this point, it looks like she's gonna flash them. She's wearing clothes underneath, but as she unveils Bendis definitely covers her eyes just in case she's scared. But as she unveils her cloak, you see a bunch of rats hanging from pouches. You see a couple pocket watches, but you see dead rats. You see, bony fingers hanging out. You see moss that is iridescent. And she closes her cloak and goes,
Oh, sorry. Never mind. What can I get you? Welcome to Madam Mumsy's Mysterious Materials.
Turns to Bendis. We huddle real quick.
Bendis backs the fuck up. What the fuck?
Pardon my language, but jeez Louise, what was that?
She goes, I thought we were talking to like a high school drug dealer. What the fuck is this?
I'm actually quite glad it's not a drug dealer. This is the best possible thing that could have happened to me, I think.
I could have used some weed, but all right, that's fair.
Weed?
Never mind.
Yes. My brother used to partake in marijuana.
Marijuana. Or Mary J.
Mary J?
Mary Jane? Mary J.
Jana.
Nope, just never mind.
All right.
What do we need?
Okay. Snake scales, snail mucus, a fresh drop of blood, and 3 heartbeats worth of breath.
What the fuck? How do we get that?
Looks over to Madam Mumsy, right? Madam Mumsy?
Madam Mumsy, and you see that she's actually pulled out a Sudoku puzzle, and then she quickly brushes the puzzle off.
Yes. So many things that I can give you here at Madam Mumsy's
Mysterious Mercurial, and she looks at her hand to see what looks like writing.
Menagerie.
Madam Mumsy's menagerie. Well, we are looking for things that you would find in a menagerie. Do you have snake scales, perchance?
Snake scales. Scales of snakes. Snake scales.
Ooh, and you see she starts just bringing out huge vial. One is like in a huge vial where an actual python sits twisting around and around. Another is just shedded snake skin itself. Another looks to be a snake with arms. It just pulls out all these various creatures, and as she, shows off this wide array, much like Vanna White on Wheel of Fortune, she goes,
Pick your poison.
No poison, please. Just scales. Preferably one that's not alive, glaring at me.
She reaches into one of the snake skins and dangles it.
This is what you seek?
Yes. Yes. How much for it?
How much?
And at that point, she leans forward and peers into your eyes.
Give me 1 day.
Emma. How dare you? I'm afraid that's much too expensive for someone like me. I have Canadian dollars and for some reason I have 500 Vietnamese dong from my trip to Vietnam. I still have it in my wallet. I should have converted it. Would you take Canadian dollars?
As he says, I don't have that much on me, Madame Mimsy looks down at the broken pocket watch that hangs around his neck, and she reaches a gnarled hand forward.
For the first time, Dietrich actually shows some initiative and just hand on top of her hand, pushes down. No. I'm afraid
Bendis
not.
is shocked, but Madame Mimsy just nods and goes,
Apologies. You truly do not have much, do you?
I don't know how much I have. But I can pay in other ways. I assure you there are other things that are precious about me. Though life is precious.
Well, let's see first. Is this all you want? Just this?
Alright, well some things are quite abstract. Hold on, let me look at this again. Do you have snail mucus?
At this point, she goes, 1 moment, and she takes a gnarled hand, reaches into her mouth, and from her mouth you hear a sickening squelch and pop as she pulls what at first you thought was a tooth, but is actually a white snail that was suctioned up onto her mouth. And she scoops out some of the mucus and extends a finger forward.
This will do.
Pulls out a handkerchief.
Much like a denture, puts the snail, pops it back into her mouth.
All right, sweet. A fresh drop of 3 heartbeats worth of breath.
Oh.
And you see her eyes flash for the first time.
Uh-oh.
And she slowly starts to put away the vials.
Come.
And there is a back door to a tavern behind her.
Come.
Looks back at Bendis.
Bendis has just been leaning back. The snail thing really grossed her out, and you see her face is just like stuck in in utter disgust.
Is she shaking her head no?
Yeah, she's looking at him like, what the fuck, what in with her?
while you're like expressing that, I imagine Coach is like out of your back, like, yeah, go.
Yeah, Bendis is going, no, and Coach is going, yeah.
I have to get to 300 people.
you hear the door click and open as Madame Mimsy waits in the door frame.
Well, time is ticking. Tick, 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 tick.
And he walks forward.
Bendis goes, what the fuck?
Get him,
What?
get him, kid. Remember, straight hook.
No, Coach! And they're gonna be squabbling out in the alley as Dietrich heads in. And she leads him to, it looks to be like a parlor, you know, a parlor of a funeral home. A wake has clearly just happened as there are still pamphlets out, from the service. Maybe, a few last stragglers are leaving. And a case lies in the middle of the parlor that has been closed, an ebony casket. And she walks over and she looks at you and places her hand on the casket and says,
Now this.
oh my god, Ellie just rated us with 28 viewers!
Are we rated? What? Is this Dark Academia?
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming
Oh my gosh,
back!
thank you so much.
Hi.
Wow.
Wow, oh my god! Hi everyone! Oh my god, hi Ellie!
Wow.
Thank you so much!
Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you, we appreciate it. We're playing a new TTRPG inspired by tarot cards and Dark Academia by Cassi Mothwin called Tangled Blessings. Thank you for following. Oh my god, thanks for rating, Ellie! Wow!
I'm gonna dream about this today.
We're gonna dream about this.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
We love you!
Oh,
Thank
base
you.
the commoners!
Yes.
Little Red 183! There's a
Hi
Twitch!
everyone! Oh my god! Sorry, we're a little overwhelmed!
Oh!
We're at table. Thanks, Ellie! Thank you so
Ellie,
much! Listen, maybe one time we'll have you on to play with us.
Oh,
Much
love
love
to.
Thanks, Ellie! Thank
I'll share some
you.
legumes with you.
You share some legumes! Okay, but focusing back. Her gnarled hand taps on the black casket. And she says,
Now this is going to cost you. So, now that we're away from the short, angry one, what are you going to give me?
My name is Bendis.
Whatever. What will you give me?
He looks down at the pocket watch. And he just goes, well, I've given you 3 heartbeats worth of my time. More than that, perhaps. Perhaps I'll be generous and move forward. I'll give you a minute.
A minute.
A precious one, at that. My time is valuable. It goes quick. It's limited time.
It is indeed. A minute. 3 minutes for 3 heartbeats.
Hardly. Yes, as I said, my heartbeats are valuable. 1 minute, and not 1 second more.
you see, she kind of grumbles.
1 minute, and you send me referrals. Business has been slow. I hope you know I'm extending a great deal to you.
Very well. I think you'll find that my name, a last one, carries a lot of credence to it.
Oh, I know. Your father and I have shared time.
And as she reaches out, she grabs the gnarled hand. And as she clamps onto the gnarled hand, the other one reaches forward to your pocket watch, and she ticks a minute back on it. And then...
And now for your breaths.
And she leaves you. Flicks open the casket.
3 heartbeats, yes?
3. Yes.
And you see... And apologies, guys. This is gonna be a little body horror. We had.
By the way, death. Yeah.
Oh, it's death. It's
So
death.
we've been going with it. I'm gonna draw my major card.
Okay, cool. The major card is death. Also, like, real quick to the viewers, like, we're so excited to have you, but we have a lot of content warnings because this is a dark game. So I'm just like warning guys. You know, a little bit of body horror coming up.
Watch out, there's legumes.
There's legumes. There's beans. There's tucking bobcats. We've got a lot going on. So as she opens the casket to this frail old woman, you know, in a nice, you know, a cardigan that's a soft light pink, you know, curly white hair that's pressed to her face. She looks to be resting. You see the gnarled caster head up to this corpse and begin to pry open the mouth. And as she starts to pry open this mouth, this demure, you know, gentle, sweet old woman, the eyes flash open. And the eyes actually are gone. And the corpse begins to howl as the old woman is pulling open her jaws. And you see the madam begins to laugh and go,
Oh, come on, Tessie. I just need 3.
and as she slams her hand into this open mouth with this eyeless woman's body contorting and shaking, you hear throughout the room, ba-bum, 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 as the chest of this corpse rises. And from the air, with one hand down the corpse's throat, you see the madam plucks. Looks to be a wisp that had started trickling from her mouth. And she twirls the wisp like smoke and a ribbon around her fingers. And as she slams the casket shut and the corpse goes still, she extends this silvery wisp of a ribbon to you.
He pulls out a recently depleted can of baked legumes. He's finished off earlier.
Jesus Christ, not in the fucking can of beans!
He washed it out. No! Just in case. He always does.
Ew.
As he opens up the can, he moves forward. And it was once a life. It was someone who he saw just expired right in front of him. And of course, like always, a man who tends to plants, who talks to them, who tends to animals and gentle demure. He handles the small wisp as if it was a living thing. Because at the very least, it is memory. It is thoughts. And that is heavy enough. As he gingerly pulls it out and places it into the can and closes it. Now, I believe our dark dealings are done.
She gives you a wave to the door.
And should you require further ingredients, we will be waiting.
I'll say the word. And he walks away. As he walks away, he pulls out his... This is 2023. He pulls out his iPhone 4. And
The fourth gen in 2023. Oh no.
just goes, I don't believe they've been throttling and stuff. My phone's been really good for the past. As he walks out, to maybe Bendis and Coach still bickering, just goes, "Yeah, just gotta knock your teeth out. Take all the stuff with the
I don't think you can't fucking knock out a goddamn whiz. I don't know. She looks
Yes, you can. She's an old woman. You can always knock out old women.
Old woman?
Old women are so knockoutable.
What is wrong with you? He walks back into this conversation.
He's holding on to his phone. And as he walks out, he looks up towards you all. Coach goes, "Figure anything out?" And Dietrich just goes, "The puzzle I'm trying to figure out right now is why she has 4.8 stars on Yelp."
You see Bendis kind of shrugs and goes, "I don't know, maybe she's got shit that you can't get back on campus, you know?" How much do I owe you, by the way? Want me to Venmo you?
Venmo?
It's an app where I can send you money. I don't care.
I have a can you mail a check to me?
Mail it.
Well, you're not. Well, don't worry about it. You don't have to pay that much to me. Actually, it wasn't that much.
How much?
Truly, it wasn't that much.
Well, come on, man. I wanna make sure, you know.
It was 10 Vietnamese dong, which is about the same as a cent.
Why don't I get you dinner one of these days? Get you out of those beans.
Well, I think you also need to be participating in these beans. You know, they are very high. They are dense in calories, and
Why don't I take you to a good southern comfort food shop, and we'll get you a good baked beans, maybe some gumbo. Like you're gonna get you the fixins. I feel like you're only having
gum, correct?
Gumbo. It's a form of. We'll get you some grub. How about that?
That sounds fair.
And what kind of potion does this end up making?
Oh wait, I didn't even think about that. I would say just a little aside. As they come back, Dietrich's like, "I have the 3 heartbeats with the breath." Professor Oddman just looks at it and goes, "Well, that's the most unique 3 heartbeats of breath I've ever seen. What was I supposed to do? I was supposed to just breathe into a container for like 3 seconds." This is why we need instructions.
This is why you need instructions. This is also why they might be overachievers.
Yeah, we're the prodigies.
The prodigies. This is why.
The potion they create. Here's what happens. When they create the potion, and allow me to look at something real quick because we wrote death for this one. Release, mortality, sleep. They create the potion, and as they drop the 3 heartbeats worth of breath in there. There is a resounding, like a room-encompassing glow that overtakes the air for a moment. It actually causes the room to stir and for everyone to look, as Professor Oddman like immediately like straightens out, looking over with like a very calculating, like what is going on, a very inquisitive expression. Afterwards, after everything resolves, directly in front of Bendis and Dietrich is this sort of like kind of like murky green, like unappetizing looking potion with a green sort of like mist in there. And on the inside you can see the white wisp of the former, like, the breath,
Old woman.
the woman swimming around in a circle. After which, so you see as the fog that's thick begins to escape the bottle in which it was kept in. Professor Oddmund seems to have jumped onto this. Experienced professor places a cork stopper on it. After wiping away the smog, he just goes, "Truth be told, that wasn't supposed to happen. But I can't say that you did not create a potion. Let's say we don't want to figure out what the effects of this thing is. I don't typically enjoy many green colored things. Especially if they have adverse effects. So why don't I just give you a pass on this one, as a beginner?" And Dietrich and Bendis look, Imagine Trade looks. Just a pass? We don't even drink it? Nope. You are completely fine. In fact, this is mine now.
Tucks it away in a pocket on his coat.
Congratulations to the two of you. You have achieved something. Now, be careful. Don't do that again. Let me take this somewhere else.
Well, maybe one day they'll figure out what it is.
Maybe
What it
one
does.
day. Wink.
Wink. And with that, I believe that brings us to the end of our first year at school.
Yes.
Yeah. So I see we have a break between first and second year. Now, for those who have not played the game before, you basically play through the 4 years of this academy. And disclaimer, you're all in your, the youngest you can be is your early 20s. Everyone is an adult here. So they've made it to the end of their first year. And what is asked of us next is, how did you spend your downtime? Did you miss having access to magic, or did you remain at Brackroot Academy? What did your rival do during this time?
I would say, I'll let the question to you first. How did you spend your downtime? How did
I think Bendis would have won. She can't go back home because she would be, she was quite literally escaping the law and the murder charges. Cast hydration reminder.
Hydration, whoa.
Hydration, I'm actually low on water, so I don't have any much left. I gotta go get more. She would stay on campus. And she would probably spend it training with Coach. She would spend her time training with Coach, running laps around the lake, just trying to keep herself out of her head. Anything to keep her from focusing on the thoughts, to have the dreams of, smoke, creatures of smoke approaching her, channeling that inner primal rage into something conducive. And how did Dietrich spend his downtime?
Dietrich also stayed on campus. The year had passed, and the intended result that Dietrich wanted did not come to be. And of course, plaguing throughout the entire year, there's just been endless anxiety about things to come. There's anxiety about everything.
Yeah.
The future. But he does his best. He spends his time the best way he can. Studying, training, and actually, like, he's sore every day. Life is pain, Coach keeps telling him. And he's always like, it doesn't have to be. And then Coach bats him in the face. But he spends his time studying new magic, dusty libraries, in which he later finds out, oh, he has a slight allergy to dust.
Oh no, it's all going downhill from here.
He can take the books out at least. And oddly enough, he finds a good time in chatting with the ghosts and talking about history.
Any ghost in particular?
Cornelius Wilius, who was once a janitor in the building, but has attended class for over 1,000 years and has gotten a grasp on magic. He's been speaking with Cornelius Wilius, which is not his real name, but Cornelius forgot over the 1,000 years of being a ghost. Cornelius shares a lot of like wisdom. Like I have seen a lot of kids like you. I've seen a lot of adults. My bad. I keep thinking about fucking academia. I see a lot of people like you with your doubts and whatever. I have the same voice as Coach.
I was gonna say, would you like me to be Cornelius?
Yes, please.
Listen, you're learning, kid, and that's all you need. And I know you got to take your time. Although you don't have much, do you? What, you got 4 years here?
I used to know how much. But then the watch broke. And now I don't know.
Ain't that a gift? Now you can just have fun.
What a fun. I want to live. I need to break this deal my father made. That's why I'm here. That's why I need to become a high magistrate. So I can figure out a way to beat this. Cornelius Wilius. How do I break this curse of death? This curse of claiming on me that's been passed down to me from my father.
No,
Please, Cornelius. Wilius.
You see the ghost, passes through a bookcase, and comes to stand next to you. And it's a bit cold on the side that's closest to you, but not in a foreboding way. It's just the nature of a spectral being. So, well, I've learned a bit about magic. I can't say I know most, though. But breaking, is it a curse, would you say?
My father struck a deal earlier in his life. A demon granted him magical power beyond belief And he became, as you might know, one of the top prospects of the school.
I do.
But the deal was, after a certain allotted amount of time, the demon was to reap my father's soul. However, my father died prematurely before the agreed time. And the curse was passed down to his next of kin. I was given this watch. I was given it to let me know when my time was to come. But when he gave it to me, he dropped it. And he broke it. Is this even still a deal? I haven't made it. It's my father. It very much feels like a curse.
Lots of times families pass down things. Some good, and some, looks at the watch, not so good. I don't know much about magic like you and your father, but from what I've seen, it might help to go back to the source.
The source. You mean... the demon? Or my father?
There are summoning spells. An entire bookcase back there. Might want to read into your demonology first, though. See what you're dealing with.
You're right. I haven't thought about it. Of course, the books they have here in this library is very different from Google. And Magic Google as well. Magic Google is far more expensive than Google.
Google Magic? Is that what you kids are using nowadays?
Oh, yes.
Ever heard of a Dewey Decimal System?
Actually, yes, I have. One of my favorite decimal systems out there. I can okay, name your favorite point. Ready?
What?
1, 2,
Hey.
3, 5.
He goes,
Yes,
well,
yes,
fuck
yes,
me.
yes.
Someone's also been taking lessons in mind reading, I guess.
I've always found my kinship with ghosts.
Careful. And at this, he points to you. You hang around the dead too much, you forget how to live.
That's... I suppose that's why I see when people can die. A clock is on top of them, only when it's close. I can do nothing to stop it. I haven't... You said hang out with dead people. I haven't been doing much hanging at all. It's rather unfortunate. I have an idea. Thank you, Cornelius Wheelius.
Hey!
You can have this. Legumes. Pick stands up.
It goes through the ghost. Spectre and falls to the ground. Hi, Dietrich! As you're making your ways out.
Yes.
Do me a favor.
Anything.
Feel the sun on your face for me.
You're not missing out on much. Walks on.
So would you say that he spends his time researching, you know, the origin of the pocket watch deal?
First, he goes to Bendis.
Oh boy.
Who I assume is working out on the field.
Oh yeah, I think she's doing sprints back and forth across the field.
Coach has a pocket watch that he's stolen from one of the professor's He goes,
He's got a little vest now and a little ball cap on his head.
ball cap turned backwards.
Turns backwards, but it has slots for his ears, his bobcat ears to poke through.
Yeah. Number 1 coach.
Number 1 coach on it. Yeah.
And he just you see Dietrich uncharacteristically carrying a sprint somehow down, and then midway through, it wasn't that far, he starts walking and breathing really hard. and he does the thing you trained him to do. He holds his head on top of his
Oh no, he walks.
as he's making his way across, he made it like a quarter way across the field.
Precious child. As his Bendis definitely clocks that, and but she continues her sprints back and forth, and she shouts, "What's going on?" as she's tearing back and forth across the field.
All right, Bendis, okay, you're going this way now. I'm going to stand at the precipice so you can hear me. You see, Coach goes, Don't let him distract you. It's 10 burpees if you do.
Ah, fuck! Come on, Coach! And she's still going. Quick!
Don't come on, coach me. You see, Dietrich just goes, I was actually hoping if I could,
Meow.
but
Meow.
borrow a coach for a moment.
You see, at this point, she is heaving, hands on her knees, goes, "You want? Yeah, you can borrow, Coach Dietrich. You go for it. All yours."
Yeah. Walks up to Dietrich and goes, "It's always come down to this." What do you mean? Yeah, I always saw you as a rival too. What? So how do you want to handle this? No! We're gonna do it? How the fuck do you want to do this?
Earrings are out.
He goes, I don't want to fight you at all. Yeah, someone with your face would say something like that.
Fucking go.
Yeah. Look at me. Take off my shit. I didn't make you take off anything. You implied. Now what? What do you want me for? Just, you better beat that minute, Bendis. You better beat it.
And you see as she's doing burpees, she's going, oh shit. Ugh.
Right. What? I was hoping if you could, if I could ask you about, do you know the demon named, Jenny? No. Wait. No? Oh, wait, yeah, actually, I do. Jenny, what you want with someone that's really smart and really fucking cool like her? I have a deal with her. I need you to know. I need you to claim. I need to be educated.
I need Jenny to play this demon. I need her to play this demon.
This is canon, but we're gonna carry this canon.
And we're gonna carry this cannon. It needs to.
Oh
my god, my face hurts from smiling.
Not really. She has a claim on my soul from a contract that my father made many years ago. Motherfucker didn't read the fine print. Those are bad for you. You know what's bad for you? Dying.
She's a little shit.
Okay. You did not say that. Sorry, kid. Real fucked up on me. Except I'm a demon, so I don't really regret shit. Anyways, yeah, I can tell you about this deal. We gotta make a deal first, though. What now?
Oh no.
I give you the deets for this, and well, you see Bendis over there doing hey, remember it's 50 burpees now.
What the fuck?
Get on it! On her way to doing 50 burpees? Yes. See that right there? That's grit. I told her to give me her best, and god damn it, motherfucker, she's doing her best. She's doing her goddamn best, and she's gonna give it to me. She's gonna give it all to me when this deal's done. You, on the other hand, I'm role-playing with myself.
I'm loving it. I'm just enjoying the show.
You, on the other hand, you. He points a furry paw. I don't want your best. I see you, kiddo. Mano, you're an adult man. And you? I'm more interested, actually. I want your worst.
Ooh!
My worst? Yeah.
I love that.
After this deal's done, and we'll say like in 2 years' time, I'm gonna take your worst. Okay. Deal. Deal. They shake paws.
Furry paw.
All right. We'll talk later. For now, turns to Bendis. It just goes, stay down.
She's already there, like clutching a stitch in her side, just like heaving.
Waddles over like a disturbed creature, stands on your back. 100 push-ups.
Coach, I can't even
Give me your fucking best.
And you just like, there's sweat dripping from her hair, from her face as she's struggling, and she starts to go into push-ups with this little bobcat sitting on her back.
All right, hey, pretend. All right, guess what? You like me, right? You like me a lot, right? You like me a lot?
I do, Coach. I do. Yes, Coach.
The doctor said, if you don't do 100 fucking push-ups
in 2 minutes, with your death?
in 2 minutes, I will fucking expire on the spot.
Is this for real? Are you serious?
This is always for fucking real.
I feel like I'm in a constant state of fight or flight as she's going into
And you better do both. Don't put the L in flight. You gotta fight.
I need that clipped. That's Coach's. That's the gym motto, actually, of the gym that he runs.
New T-shirt.
And I think that's where they end their break, right? Their summer break.
That's where they end their break. And also, I did not account for this. I thought we would get at least 2 years in before 3 hours are up. But it seems like yes, we got 1 year.
We got 1 year.
I say that the module on the very back very graciously says that this is a 4 to 5 hour game. So playing through all 4 years and the final duel. Cassi Mothwin, who we absolutely
did 1 year in 3 hours.
Cassi Mothwin says that if you are particularly verbose players, you should draw only 2 cards a year so you can play the game and beat it in time. We, in 3 hours, have played 1 year.
And we did the lower version too.
We did the lower version. Oh, goodness. Wow.
What do we do? Should we end tonight's stream?
I believe so. Wow. That was so fun.
This was so much fun.
Unbelievably fun. Oh my gosh.
This is real. It's a really cool system.
I'm actually like so sad because I want to keep playing so bad with these
I'm very invested in these stories now, and that's the thing. We can always come back to it, especially now that Jenny the demon has to make it.
Oh no, I don't even have to continue.
But yeah, we really want to, shout out to Cassi for Tangled Blessings. This is a game we've really been looking forward to. And as you see, like, it can go so many ways. It's a game you can play on your own with journaling. You could play it the Songwoven way and just RP the shit out of it with a friend. But there doesn't have to be much prep, which is really, especially if you're like last minute, you need a game. I highly recommend Tangled Blessings. It's been a joy to play this. And I appreciate everyone in the chat being so complimentary. Everyone else in the chat liked it. So I don't know, Tim. Maybe we could always come back for year 2 with Bendis and Dietrich.
Legumes 2.
Legumes.
Electric Legumes Boogaloo.
Electric Legumes Boogaloo.
Wait a second. Maybe as a preview.
Ooh! Are you gonna pull a card?
Uh-oh. I'm just trying to read I was trying to be cute and be like, oh, here's what's gonna happen in the next game.
What'd you pull for year 2?
Hanged Man.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Well, to be fair, year 2 cup says things take a darker turn as we enter our 2nd year.
Yes. And Hanged Man means trials, dependence, wisdom, and apathy.
Ooh.
Well, again, thank you guys so much for coming here. Now there will be a special series coming out when Jenny and Emma tackle this later down the line. It'll be they'll play through all the years together, culminating in that final duel in which someone will become the High Magistrate. That is not the official word. That's something we made up.
Become the something something.
Become the something something. Cassi, thank you again to Cassi Mothwin for creating such an awesome game. In case you guys don't know who Cassi Mothwin is, she is Countess Cassi on Twitter. She makes She makes a bunch of TTRPGs that are all so wonderful. We played one before on this show called Clean Spirits.
With our characters Jean-Claude and Cecilia.
Jean-Claude. No, that's not the language. That's not the.
That's good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Cecilia.
And much like Tangled Blessings, it was very streamlined, easy to learn, and for us, particularly like verbose role players,
introspective.
Introspective, and very wants to get into the characters' heads and can create scenes and loves to role play. She feeds so much to the imagination and just lets the players absolutely fly. And so like every time we played with her, it's been to an amazing effect. So absolutely recommend Tangled Blessings.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Tangled Blessings.
Love it so much.
And these characters aren't gone forever. They'll come back another day for sure.
Hopefully,
as we clutch our watches.
With that said, Thank you all so much for watching.
Thank you, guys.
Good night.
See you next time. Oh, Madam Mumsy.
Madam Mumsy, good night.
Maybe I should stop smoking these. All right, everyone. You have a good one.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming.